Alright, hey guys, what's up? This is Carl here. With a bit of piece of news and information, and I just really want to talk about this. What is the state of the WWE? What state is the company in, WWE? Because they just have problems after problems after problems after problems. And what made me really just put this topic and make this topic and what I was thinking about into a video. Just got news that Beth Phoenix is said to be leaving the WWE. Now, we know the Divas division is piss poor, lower than that, really, worse than that. And Beth Phoenix, hands down, is their best diva. Best diva in terms of in-ring work and, credibility, just the total package. Beth Phoenix is, she's the staple of the Divas division. And for her to leave, when you look at the current situation that the Divas division is in, it's not good. And when I just take her situation and look at the WWE product as a whole, WWE have some issues. They really do. I know a lot of wrestling fans my age and older say that the current product that WWE puts on is nowhere near as worse as it was back in from '93 to '95. From '93 to '95, those like WWE's like terrible worst years and everything else. And I agree with that to a certain extent. '93 to '95 of WWE television was god awful. I even go further and say from '92 to '95. But at least during those times, the characters may have been wacky and cartoonish, but at least they were developed stars. At least, you look at the company overall, the roster of WWE. Besides CM Punk, John Cena, Sheamus, Del Rio, and Randy Orton, what other top stars do you see on the rising? There's no one. Yeah, you have Dolph Ziggler, but I don't know what the hell they're doing with him. They're not having him get a big payoff before he cashes in that briefcase, in which I'm really looking at it now that Dolph Ziggler may have a weak cash in. I don't know if people are going to feel it once he cashes it in. Or just me, per se. I'm not speaking for everyone, but just speaking for myself. But besides those top 5 guys I just mentioned, what other, developed talent is really taking the ball and really running with it? Nobody. Dolph Ziggler is close, but he's really, to me, he's not, like I said, he's not getting that big, he's not capitalizing and winning the big one before he cashes in that briefcase. You have The Miz, who looked like they were going to do something with him when he won the Intercontinental title. But since then, he's been put on the back burner a little bit. He's been irrelevant. He's lost all of his matches except for his title defense to Night of Champions. But other than that, he's lost every singles and tag match. Way to go, WWE, trying to rebuild up The Miz. Cody Rhodes, they've kind of stopped a little bit and kind of put on hold. Jack Swagger, they've done diddly squat with him over the last 2 years. Wade Barrett, seems like Wade Barrett and Ryback seems like only 2 WWE are looking forward to maybe doing something with them and sticking behind them and not pull the rug from underneath their feet. But besides those other guys, like I just mentioned, there's no one that's really developed, no one that's really taking the ball and that's really running with it. You look at their tag division is terrible. They're trying to do something with Daniel Bryan and Kane, which is fine, but they really there's no way the tag division should be in a scramble that it is now. There's no way. They should have had this fixed 3 years ago, because the tag division was pretty much falling towards late 2009 going to 2010. There's no way 2012 and the tag division is still have gone nowhere in the last 4.5 years. They should have done something with this back in 2010 or something. There's no way. The Divas division is pretty much, like I said, it's destroyed. And now with Beth Phoenix talking about leaving, you might as well just get rid of the Divas division now. I mean, because there's no use for it. I mean, the roster was already piss poor. They barely use the girls anyway, and the time that they do get, if it's not an on-screen character in terms of like what Eve or AJ's doing, if it's them being in the ring wrestling, oh, you can forget it. I mean, no one cares. It's a potty break. And then, like I said, then going back to the development of stars besides the top 5 guys that they use repeatedly in the main events. I mean, WWE, I feel they're in a bad state right now. And sure, you know, every wrestling company has their good season and their bad season. WWE had their good season and they screwed it up. And I don't care what anyone says, but the CM Punk shoot promo thing, that was the biggest storyline we've ever had since WWE's gone PG. Period. I don't care what anyone says. That was buzz. When CM Punk left the WWE, that went out to different media outlet forums. TMZ was getting it. I think Channel 2 News had caught it. I mean, this was a huge buzz. This was the biggest story that WWE had since they went PG in 2008. This was the biggest story that went out. This is the biggest story that WWE's had that has reached out to multimedia outlets besides the regular promotions for WrestleMania, which always gets media press. Besides that, this was the only storyline that WWE had. And sure, they capitalized on it by having Punk win his hometown and leaving, but the conclusion to it, they fell flat on their faces because at the end of the day, they still had that mindset stuck back into the 80s of that, you know, you got to be 6'6" and 300 pounds to be a main eventer. So because of that, they chopped Punk's feet off, turned him babyface, then tried to turn back heel again. It's like by this time the damage is done. I'm enjoying what Punk is doing since he's gone back and turned back into heel. And adding Paul Heyman, I think, will add another layer to his heel turn, making it different from his heel run last year. But just saying to say, all these things I think they're doing just to try to make up for them because they knew they screwed up. They knew they effed up, and so this is their way of trying to, trying to save face, pretty much. If WWE, if Vince McMahon, Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, if they say that the talent development in WWE is going great, it's good, they are lying. They are lying. And anybody that loves WWE as true fans and that believe what they say is true, you're blind, ignorant sheep. No offense, but seriously. The state of WWE is really not good right now. It's not good. They keep using the same guys in the main events constantly. They're not rotating anybody. They have like over at least 10 potential guys in the NXT that have been down there in the FCW, and they haven't done diddly squat with these guys. These guys have been down there developmental for years, and some of these guys are ready. They're primed and they're ready to go. And WWE is not calling them up to the main roster to add some depth, some freshness, something. So let me know what you guys think about this. What's the state of WWE to you? To me, I think it's in a bad state right now. And again, every wrestling company has their good period and their bad period. But with WWE, in a way, they've had their good moments and the bad, but in a way, it's kind of really like no excuse, really, because this is a company that's been around for at least over pretty much 60 years. And sure, you have your off seasons and your bad seasons, but there's just really no point that you should be sucking so much when you have so much experience and you've been around for decades and generations. There's no need for you to suck so much and suck so hard. I just think that WWE, they're in a really bad state right now. It's terrible. They're trying to do everything they can, scrounging around to make 3-hour Raw work. Their pay-per-view buy rates have been dropping. The only pay-per-view buy rate that did well, I believe, was WrestleMania this year, which I think got like 3 or 4 million buyers. But since then, no other pay-per-view before WrestleMania or after of 2012 have really done successfully. Even Extreme Rules this year did not sell as much as Extreme Rules last year. And the headlining main event was Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. So you definitely thought they would have pulled in some extra numbers, but it didn't. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this this topic on what's the state of WWE. So yeah, give me your thoughts, comment, subscribe. Peace.